Hey guys, so this guy figured out how to do two 90s in one jump. I found this very interesting and decided to make a separate video about it, but in the meanwhile I noticed that this guy could explain it a lot better than I could. So here's the original video. I will link his YouTube account in the top of the description. I want to ask you guys to use his creator code that will be in the end of the video. Enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Last night I was messing around in creative and realized that you can double 90 in one jump, and so I'm gonna kind of go into the mechanics of that and kind of just how to make it easier on you guys for learning it, because there's a couple kind of weird concepts in it that you might not have picked up on just from watching. So to start out, the first thing that's kind of weird about it is when you're editing here, you're kind of editing in what your brain would think is like the reverse of what's like natural, because when you're normally running up a ramp and you edit it, you do this, right? But you're trying to edit it so far down below that it's opposite. Like if we look under here, we'd edit it like that, right? So anyway, the main point I'm trying to get across here is that you're going to be putting out the stair as quick as you can from low down on this ramp, editing it as quick as you can as well. It's like slightly delayed after when you run up, because when you can place it, you can't actually edit it yet, so it's like a little bit farther, right? So dependent on which side you're trying to 90, you're going to want to be slightly staggered to the left or the right. So I do my 90s left to right most of the time, this way, right? And so I'm going to like stagger myself a little bit on the left side of this center line here. That way I can hit this edit here, because you like if you try and do this middle part, like it won't work. So you have to hit this side here. And so if you stagger yourself a little bit to the side, it'll be a lot easier for you. And I kind of look a little bit to the left as well. So once you hit that, you're gonna end up jumping onto it, right? So you can either just jump straight onto it after, like confirm it before you jump, right? Or you can confirm it mid-air and get on. So before we move on to the next step, you should really try and get that first concept dialed, and sort of practice that. Just like go every other ramp and try and hit that edit really early. And once you can do that like consistently, then kind of progress to the next part. Otherwise, like, I mean, you're fine if you want to try the whole thing at once. You just like, or at least I did, like I messed up the edit a lot at first. So once you have that down, we'll move on to the actual 90s portion of it. And so this is assuming you have this edit right and you jumped on it. I don't actually end up hitting this low wall because it doesn't really do anything protection wise. But anyway, so I'll hit these two, right? The floor and the stair, and then another set of walls, floor and the stair. And so you'll get back on this here, just go slow. There's kind of like this sweet spot here between right about here and the top of the ramp that you can actually complete the double jump from. I don't like going all the way to the top here because you end up smacking into the wall, and it seems like it messes with momentum a little bit. And too low, obviously you just can't make the jump. So there's kind of this perfect spot like right about here that I end up doing it from. There's not like a great way to explain the pattern of movement here, but so assuming you're at this spot, you're basically just gonna have to like crank out two 90s really quick. And so I'd make sure you have your like standard mouse movement or controller movement patterns down, like these 90s, right? Have that like really dialed in and like try and get those fast. And so once you're up here, you can like stand like right up at this spot, right? And you can actually make the double 90 happen from here, so you can kind of just practice your movement. So that'll look like this, right? So once you have those two patterns down, you you should be ready to kind of put them together. So another thing I guess I should mention is like confirming this stair edit midair is pretty important, because a lot of times you'll like say you confirm it, you'll kind of like be redirecting, trying to like get back to center right here so you can balance on this, and you'll end up like kind of just hitting it and slowing yourself down. So if you can hit this, confirm it midair, and then you got your jump, right? So at full speed that's gonna look like this. And yeah, basically just practice that over and over. If it's really hard for you, practice the moves separately, and hopefully you can get it. Anyway, that's gonna be pretty much everything for today. Should be having a bunch more strats out soon, so subscribe to the channel if you're interested in that sort of thing. And yeah, peace guys.